Hello everyone, this is Zook, and today I decided to challenge myself and adventure into new territory, so I'm going to be drawing a portrait. Now, this is legitimately my first ever portrait, so there will be mistakes, so I don't want to see people flaming the hell out of me, because I know what's wrong with it. After looking at it for 2 hours, I know what's wrong with it, but at the same time, I think it's a good example of, it's nice to see someone that's good at something try something else, in my opinion. It's interesting for me personally. So I hope you think the same way. As for the subject, I chose someone that most of you probably know. So the object of this drawing was sort of aimed for this particular audience. It's HuskyStarCraft. For those of you that have no idea who that is, it's one of the most famous StarCraft commentators on YouTube, and I guess probably in the world at this point in time. He was the first guy that I subscribed to when I actually got into StarCraft, so he was pretty small back then, nothing like what he is now. He had like, I don't know, 30,000 or something subscribers. It wasn't anything major. But yeah, he was the first one, so I said, why not make it sort of a tribute to him? It probably wasn't the best time to do that, considering it's my first ever portrait. So it's not gonna be absolutely spectacular. I can say that right now, at least not for me. Who knows? Maybe some of you that are very new to this sort of thing will find this amazing. But for me personally, that I've seen like hundreds of these. This is just an example of how to approach something new. I was absolutely terrified while drawing this, because, for a good reason, because the human face in general is a very tricky thing. Like, people that draw animals or trees or landscapes their entire life, they are gonna be shit when they start drawing portraits, simply because the human face is a completely different animal from anything else you might draw. If you draw like comics and manga and all that crap, it's nothing compared to portrait art. Some of the most successful people in this business of drawing portraits and selling them there are very few of them. That's what I can say for sure. But those that are actually up there, they're amazingly good. Like, seriously, you can't tell the difference between what they draw in a photograph. It's crazy. But we all gotta start somewhere, and if I ever want to establish myself in this world of drawing in pencil, then I have to know how to draw portraits and humans in general, because not everybody will like my little monsters and creatures from games and all that. Some people actually want to see, normal stuff being drawn. And as much as I hate normal stuff, you gotta know how to do it. You can't be tunnel visioning your entire life on one aspect of this whole drawing thing. You gotta expand, branch out. So this was a good way to start, at least. I will be practicing portraits more in the future, especially of famous YouTube people, because I'm sure, from what I can see, most of you are subscribed more or less to the same channels, so I'm sure most of you know all of these guys that I'm gonna be drawing in the future. So that won't be an issue. Now, as for like theory on portraits, a lot of scientific studies have been conducted that concluded beauty is actually symmetry. There's apparently a very precise list of ratios, distances, mathematical distances, and proportions when it comes to different elements on the face. It's like when the eyes are a certain distance apart, or the nose is a certain distance from the mouth, or the mouth is at a certain distance from the chin, then that person is considered beautiful. If any of those ratios get messed up, or the distances are too big or too small, that instantly disqualifies the concept of beauty. Which is funny, It's like, have you ever wondered what makes a person beautiful? Because I have, and symmetry is not something that you notice, but you don't notice it consciously. But you automatically think, oh, that chick is hot. But why is she hot? Why does she have a pretty face? What differences are there between her nose and or her face and another girl's face that's considered by normal media standards ugly. Ugliness and beauty are two things that are always gonna oscillate, so to say. Especially since in the past 50 years, the notion of beauty has drastically changed from what it used to be. And that's mostly because of the media. So I'm curious to see what's gonna happen in the future. Is the Renaissance concept of beauty gonna repeat itself, or is it gonna get more and more extreme, and are girls gonna get more and more anorexic, and the makeup industry will thrive even more, and all that stuff? It's sort of interesting. But yeah, back to the human face. It's the whole symmetry thing. I'm not sure exactly how true it is. Of course, there are certain things you gotta take into account. For example, a person with a big nose, they'll never be considered beautiful. Or a person that has a gigantic mouth or huge lips, or anything that's taken to an extreme sort of ruins the whole beauty thing. So apparently it's a mix of ratios and distances, but also proportions. Like everything has to be balanced. Nothing can be too big or too small, or the person is considered less than attractive. Also, attractiveness in itself isn't just beauty. Attractiveness is a completely different thing. It encompasses beauty, but it also depends on certain chemical aspects of the body, like the whole pheromones thing. And I've seen studies about how certain women get attracted to men based on the smell of their sweat, not the actual nasty, sweaty construction worker smell, but the pheromones that are in the sweat. So they gave these shirts to women to smell, and they rated some men from 1 to 5, like how attractive they found them. And the conclusion was that guys that look good actually smell good, but not smell as in using perfume, but in a woman's subconscious they smell good. This is completely off topic. Poor Husky here, his image is getting destroyed by me while I'm talking about this shit, but it's really interesting. So I personally don't know what to think. I can't say if Husky is a good looking guy or ugly. I don't think he's ugly, but certain features on his face it's very hard to spot him if you don't know what to look for. I think his nose is probably a bit big. Maybe his eyebrows are different distances. I think that's the most major thing. His eyebrows aren't the same distance. As reference, I used a picture of Google Images where he looks like that meme that was a while ago. What was it? It was with the dramatic look squirrel. The squirrel that turns around and has like a super dramatic look on his face. This picture sort of reminded me of that, so I decided to go for it. But yeah, it's apparently a picture of him at some convention where he's in the middle of talking or saying something, so he looks very strange. It was an accentuated, a picture where his features are accentuated, so I chose that one instead of just a normal, everyday picture of his face. But yeah, this is my first portrait attempt. I hope you found it interesting, and I'll see you in my next drawing video. Bye.